To most people, Anubis is the jackal-headed god of death, a dark figure who presided over the tombs and ruled the afterlife. But this image is only part of the truth. Anubis was never just a god of death. In fact, he may have been something far more ancient, powerful, and essential than we've ever been told. Welcome to Hidden Lore, and today, we uncover the lost story of Anubis, the guardian, the judge, and the forgotten god of divine balance. Before Osiris ruled the underworld, before even the great pantheon of Egypt was finalized, Anubis was already there. Known in ancient texts as Inpu or Anpu, Anubis's origin reaches back to the Old Kingdom, around 2600 BCE, making him one of the oldest deities in Egyptian mythology. And unlike many gods who were born into divine families, Anubis's origins are complicated. In earlier myths, he was the son of Ra, the sun god. Later, myths link him to Nephthys and Osiris, as an illegitimate child raised in secret by Isis. Whatever version you follow, the theme is clear. Anubis is a child of twilight, born between gods and shadows, protector of the dead and the forgotten. Western culture often paints him as a kind of Egyptian Grim Reaper, a sinister figure with a skull for a face, but in Egyptian mythology, Anubis wasn't feared. He was trusted. Egyptians didn't see death as an end. It was a transition, and Anubis was the divine guide who helped souls make that journey. He wasn't punishing the dead, he was protecting them. In tomb paintings, he's shown overseeing mummification, guarding the embalming process, and defending the body from evil spirits. This is why Anubis was known as, he who is upon his mountain, watching over the necropolis like a sentinel. To the ancient Egyptians, jackals were associated with cemeteries because they roamed burial grounds. Anubis, taking the form of the jackal, wasn't just a symbol, he was their protection from being disturbed. But perhaps his most iconic role was in the weighing of the heart. In the Hall of Ma'at, Anubis was the one who placed your heart on the scale, to be weighed against a feather. If your heart was lighter than the feather, you were allowed to move on to the afterlife. If heavier, it was devoured by the monstrous Ammit and your soul was destroyed. But here's the key, Anubis didn't judge you, he made sure the judgment was fair. He was a divine neutral, a god of balance, order, and justice. In a pantheon full of jealous, warlike, or vengeful gods, Anubis stood for truth. But then came Osiris. As Egyptian mythology evolved, Osiris replaced Anubis as the ruler of the underworld. Anubis became his servant, relegated to embalming and protection duties. Yet unlike other gods who faded or fought for power, Anubis accepted his role. He became the divine caretaker, the silent guide rather than the king. Because true power doesn't always wear a crown. Today, Anubis has become a pop culture icon, appearing in video games, movies, comics, and even tattoos, but many depictions miss the depth of who he truly was. He wasn't a villain, he wasn't a death god demanding sacrifice, he was a protector of souls, a guardian of sacred truth, and one of the earliest deities humans ever turned to for comfort after death. So the next time you see a statue of Anubis, don't just think of death, think of the soul, the judgment, the silence between heartbeats, and the God who stands watch over it all. This is Hidden Lore. Subscribe for more stories the gods didn't want us to remember, and let us know, which ancient figure should we uncover next.